Good afternoon, everyone. We'll just wait for a few more seconds for everyone to participate, settle in. Obviously, it's a great interactive, informative webinar that we're having today, and I've already seen some familiar faces from this morning's webinar. So I want to thank you all for attending and dedication for obtaining the necessary tools and resources to grow your business as well. This is a good opportunity for you to introduce yourself. What type of business do you have? What are some challenges? What are some strategies in terms of how you do what you do to understand your customers? Is it based on research? Is it more surveys? How do you understand your customer? Also, some additional housekeeping items in case if you have to step out. This is a recorded webinar, so all participants will be receiving today's presentation. Also, strongly encourage you to like and subscribe our YouTube channel. That is where all of our webinars will be placed. Also, our previous webinars, it's a great opportunity for you to go over them. And also, while you're meeting with our business consultants, it will be able to enhance that conversation with them as well. And if you have any questions throughout the presentation, don't hesitate. We're family. We're not strangers. We're family. Strongly encourage you to put them in the Q&A. And throughout the presentation, I'll be more than happy to answer those questions as well. So once again, I want to thank you all for attending today's webinar, Understanding Your Customer. My name is Jesus Padilla. I am the administrator. I'm the manager of administrative services here at the Florida SBDC at FIU under the Miami-Dade Business Navigator program. So what is the Miami-Dade Business Navigator program? It is funded through a cooperative agreement through the Small Business Administration. It was established in part of the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021 that used the Community Navigator approach to assist you, the small business owners, in the economic recovery. The program is comprised as a lead hub. Once again, it is the Florida SBDC at FIU that's working with a network of spoke organizations that deploy community advocates to work with small businesses. The overall goal is to work with businesses that are owned by veterans, women, as well as socially and economic disadvantaged individuals. Along with the Florida SBDC at FIU, we have Ascentis, branches, the EDC of South Miami-Dade, the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce, Prosperida, and Startup FIU Procurement. And I have two great partners under the Navigator program that are here today, and they'll be able to describe a little bit more of their programs and some upcoming events that they have. So allow me to introduce you to Steve Arman from Branches. Steve, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Jesus. Good afternoon, everyone. And I join with Jesus in saying how amazing it is that some of you who are here this morning has actually decided to join again this afternoon. And it does tell me that you, many of you have seen the connection between both of the webinars. So this is almost like a prequel to the one that we had this morning, right? Understanding your customer is central to building your sales confidence. So I would actually encourage those of you that are joining us this afternoon and had not been able to see or be a part of the webinar this morning to make sure and look at that, because there's a direct correlation between both of the webinars that Jesus and the other partners would have put on today. So it's a real privilege for me to be a part of this panel this afternoon. I too want to recognize our expert presenter today, Jerry, and say, Jerry, thanks for the opportunity to be a part of it as well. Just to let you guys know a little bit about Branches, and some of you would have heard me say these things this morning, so bear with me as I repeat almost verbatim what I said. Branches has a micro business program. In that program, we tend to offer what we consider a full service suite of services and resourcing for micro and small businesses. And the program is actually designed to have two areas of concentration. The first one is an incubator, This is where we work with businesses who have been in business, and they're looking to develop, to grow, and to thrive. And we also have something that we recently launched. We've configured it because we realize that the needs can be, even though there's a similarity and a complementary need on both areas of the type of businesses that we serve, there's also a special need for startups and for people that are looking to build their idea and actually move it from idea to implementation. So for startups and pre-startups, we have something called an e-lab. It's an entrepreneurship lab. And this is where we use, this is where there's a bit of a divergence in how we concentrate our services and resources. We use something called business-centered design. And it is, I think it's very comforting for you guys to know that we use business-centered design so that we can specifically meet you as and where you're at in your business life cycle. So because we work with volume, at the same time we cannot ignore the complexities that are involved in the unique situations that each business would find itself in. So the program is designed to work both with volume and both with the singular needs of your business, right? And we deliver our services. When I say it's a full suite, right? It's really to take you through a progression. So we believe that for you to grow, there's always a component of new knowledge that is required. So we have training that's based on giving you new knowledge or enhancing and refining the knowledge that you have already. A lot of times for you to convert that knowledge into something that's workable, you need to add skills. So we look at the core business skills that are required, and normally it's an output of the knowledge that you've just gained, right? And after that, we look to how best we can resource you so that you can use the knowledge and skills with the resources in the form of maybe some tools, right? And then be able to convert all of that into new business capacity. And it is through developing new business capacity, you're able to benefit from business transformation, right? Transforming into something, or having certain systems in your business perform better afterwards. Now, just as an example, this morning I would have used the progression to talk about how we can help you build a business system, right? So we have accounting training delivered on webinars. We may have QuickBooks training at the end of that, so that you can use the accounting knowledge. Look at a tool that is used for a system, an accounting system, get a real proper understanding of how this tool can be utilized for your capacity building to build out this accounting system in your business. And then once you've completed all of that training, we will actually give you a micro grant that would allow you to purchase a subscription to QuickBooks Online for a year. That's the progression. It's knowledge, it's skills, it's resourcing, and hopefully you can now institute a system that you previously did not have, and in that make your business stronger and therefore more capable of success. And we do that across all of the business systems that you need, right? So our training is very holistic. In fact, we've added an additional component. We have webinars, we have in-person workshops that are highly practical and specific. And now we've added a layer of structured courses that you can do online. These are free of charge as well. Everything we do is provided free to you, but these are courses that relate directly to outcome metrics that reflect on your on business improvements, right? So when you do these courses, you're able to do it on things that are specific to your progress in your own time and at your own convenience, right? So it's a blend, and we hope that the blend actually works in your favor. We also support you with uh, you know, personalized coaching, and we have 2 levels of coaching in that. We have personalized financial coaching. And this is where we work with you, as I said. We work with where you are and in this and basically where you are in terms of your business life cycle. But here's one of the things that make what we do very special. We believe that your business will only be as strong as you are. So a big part of our focus is not just on your business needs, but also on your needs. And there's a direct correlation between people who need support in their personal credit development and how their business actually operates. And if we normally find that if there's a deficiency on the personal credit space, then you tend to have problems in accessing capital for your business, right? So you guys will benefit from that personal coaching. And then I think one of the biggest, most important elements of our program is the ability to network. So we have something that we launched a few months ago. In fact, Jesus was the first ever award recipient for that program, and it's called B1. Branches Encourages One Network for Everyone. It's an acronym. And we've actually layered that now with a technology component. And we'll be actually going live with an app that is going to allow businesses to interface directly with suppliers, businesses to interface directly with other business support services that exist across Miami-Dade. It's going to help link you with grant funders, loan funders, and I think even more important than anything else, it's going to allow businesses the ability to do business with other businesses, right? And to use the platform to actually support each other's growth and development. So B1, which is the name of the app, it's a B with the number 1 inside of it, is going to go live, and we'll actually have like a presentation of its launch. So you guys will be able to get a first-hand look at how the app can benefit you, your business, and how you yourself can contribute to the business community in Miami-Dade, right? So with those few words, Jesus, I'd like to thank you again for the opportunity to talk a little bit about branches, invite people who need our services and support to reach out to us through you. And just again to hand over to you and to Jerry.
Yeah.
So thank you very much.
Yeah, and also, yeah, so like if anyone's interested for any of the upcoming events through branches, don't hesitate. Strongly encourage you to register under the Miami-Dade Business Navigator program, and then we'll be more happy to make that connection along with the upcoming events that branches has, the EDC has, which Jerry will be talking a little bit more in depth shortly. Right there will be all the links with today's presentation, the YouTube link as well. So you have everything from a small recap from today's presentation will be on your email once we receive the video file. So now allow me to introduce you to Jerry Grimes from the EDC of South Miami-Dade. Jerry.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedules for this. You're going to be very glad you did. The Economic Development Council of South Miami-Dade, as the name infers, is an organization that focuses on the economic needs of Kendall Drive and South is our service area. So South Miami-Dade is a little unique in that we're highly agricultural. The tourism is very different than, say, what it is on Miami Beach. So we like to think that we have a little different perspective and insight on how South Miami-Dade differs and how we work with it versus, say, a downtown or a North Miami-Dade. We are a little different than branches in that the EDC gets involved in virtually anything that will affect the economic presence, the economic commitments in our service area. So it may be something such as historically there was a turnpike extension that they wanted to make, which basically would have gone from Homestead straight over Palm Drive and right into the 18-mile stretch to Key Largo, essentially wiping out access to that entire strip of businesses. So the EDC wrote letters, we showed up at meetings, and though we weren't 100% responsible, we were in large part responsible for stopping that flyover and helping those businesses. That's just one example. Our participation in the Navigator program has afforded us the opportunity to present classes such as this one, to get out and meet the business owners, the entrepreneurs, the hopeful entrepreneurs. And our services are more generalized, perhaps, than branches. We have honed in the art of talking to you about your business, regardless of what stage you're in, whether it's a concept or whether you're 3, 4, 5 years in business. And filtering out, as business owners, we know there is just so much information out there. There's so many offerings. It's hard to discern, what does my business really need? So the EDC sits down with these businesses. We have a lot of conversations about where you're at, where you would like to be, and we filter out all of the white noise, things that you don't need, things that you're already doing right, and refer you to the organizations that have exactly what you're looking for. In addition, we host and present different webinars such as this. We have a really good one coming up August 16th. There is an organization in Miami that offers free legal advice to small businesses working through a grant. Our presentation is going to be an overview of structuring your business, regardless of what stage you're in, whether it's conceptual or you're already in it, legally. They will not be offering legal advice. Unfortunately, you have to go through the sign up as a client, but they will tell you when you're starting a business, step 1 is A, step 2 is B, and go through all of that with you. So you understand from a legal standpoint how to structure yourself for success. On September 23rd, we're actually having, and that's a webinar, September 23rd at the Cutler Bay Town Center, we're having a live event. It's 3 subject areas, marketing and artificial intelligence for your business, finances, how to get your finances ready or repair your finances, and is my business viable? Talking about the maybe it's a conceptual idea that you have and you want to run it through. There's actually standards you can run it through and say, is this going to work for me? Is this the location for this? So it's an all-day program with lunch provided, and we are even having a raffle at the end for a couple of laptops, a tablet, and some other goodies. So if you want more information about either or both of those events, please just stick your name in the chat or go through Jesus, and we'll make sure we get you everything that you need. And with that, I think that covers what the EDC does.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you, Jerry. And then also we have the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce, Prospera, and Start by Fire Procurement. So all these 7 organizations are available to assist you at no cost to you. So in the chat, if there's any questions, concerns in regards how we can connect to you or how we can assist you with any upcoming events, by all means, send us an email and we'll be more than happy to provide you the necessary information as well. Okay. And then how do we sign up for the EDC? Yes, in the link, there is the link to register to meet with our consultants. And then also you could send us an email if you're already existing client of the Miami-Dade Business Navigator program. I'm more than happy to make that introduction as well. So in addition with the Miami-Dade Business Navigator program, it is once again, it's focused on the 3 key pillars in the consulting, mentoring, and training. If your business is located outside of that region, We'll be more than happy to connect you with your local small business resource partner. But the project is under the Miami-Dade County, but if your business is located in Palm Beach, Broward, Monroe, we'll be more than happy to assist you. If you're outside of that region, we'll be more than happy to connect you once again to your local resource. So overall, we're going to go ahead and get started with today's presentation. We're going to focus on how to understand your customers and also potential customers that you're trying to sell your product or services to. So there's multiple objectives that we're going to be covering is identify the questions to ask about the buying behavior. Secondly, the different sources of data about the customers that you could definitely obtain. How to use those data points that you have collected to create those description of your customer, pretty much the buyer persona. And also what kinds of changes you might make to your business as a result of those results. It could be pivoting to new markets. Perhaps I'm trying to sell these pens and no one likes my pens. They like more Sharpies. So let me just focus more towards the Sharpie segment if I start to pivot and pivoting my business model with those services and products. At the end of the day, everyone is a consumer, even yourself, as you're trying to buy yourself a new car, smartphone, even buying a house. Also have the eyes of your consumers that are trying to buy from you. You could definitely do a lot of research from the product through your smartphone. Also find out what is selling in other stores, pull up customer reviews, product comparisons on the internet. It could be even traveling. How is the hotel stays? What's everyone's point of view? How is their experience? At the end of the day, the consumers have the power. But at the same time, you also have the power in terms of researching your customers based on tailoring your marketing efforts, those sales tactics, based on those accurate information. So for example, I'm going to cruise and definitely the sales tactic is you definitely need a vacation. Yes, I do. So how can we do it? Enjoy the 7 Cs, relax, and lounge with your significant other. Sold. So they definitely did that research based on what I needed with those sales tactics. So it's a good opportunity for you to provide those in-depth information on the needs, wants, expectations, and those behaviors of those types of customers that will most likely buy your product. How to enhance that customer experience. Also, Gabby, she is one of our best student assistants in the Navigator program. She's also going to be putting in some additional links to our YouTube channel of some of our previous webinars, as we have had as well, creating your brand experience. So this is a good opportunity for you as a segue of multiple presentations that we have done. So everything ties in together, creating the brand experience. Some of the basic questions that will help you focus on those potential customers and enhance that conversation with them is what similar products or services sells the best? How does it compare to what you're offering? Is the demand higher during specific times of the week, the month, the year? Perhaps just how it is end of year holiday sales, or the start of the month, there's new inventory. So what are you going to do? Trying to sell the existing inventory. So having those fully understanding of your potential customers, you're able to see the highs and lows. Perfect example. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news. Back to school is coming up. So if I'm trying to sell school uniforms, I know that I'm going to have a specific time that is going to be a peak season starting now. So having a good understanding of your potential customers, you're able to have a good understanding of those buying behaviors. At the same time, what is the purpose that your product is serving? And that's another opportunity for you to understand it. And this will be parlaying based on how comparable are your products and services typically purchased through internet sites and retail stores. So these are some questions that you need help that will focus and start pinpointing those customers that you're trying to seek to. And how to do so, there's 4 basic ways to identify your customers. Reviewing your market research data, tracking that consumer experience, recognizing the customer range of choices, and lastly, identifying what drives your consumers' buying decisions. What is the motivating factor? With the market research, it's industry market research can be conducted in person, by consumers, by you, and by your team. But also, you could definitely utilize the free databases as such the U.S. Census Bureau, the Federal Reserve, the Department of Labor. For example, ice cream. How, is this a good product to sell ice cream in this location? I have to verify. I want to cater towards more the young families with children. Perfect. That's a good location. But if I'm trying to sell my products in the health conscious area, selling ice cream, they might not like it. So it has to be a little bit more tailored towards the health conscious demographic. So by having a good understanding of some of these databases, you're able to pinpoint where exactly you'll be tailoring your business to. But at the same time, some of these databases is overwhelming. But don't worry, the Florida SBDC and our navigators, they can assist you with these databases to pinpoint what you need to look for and be well proactive with these results. You could gain direct experience with a market by working in existing business, networking with peers in the industry. What's the good and bad, the ugly of this industry? At the same time, you could follow the path by information based on industry research. Like if I want to sell ice cream beepers, how is that industry? Is it still growing? Is it still depleting? Or is it still ballpark range? Who are the key players? So having a good understanding of the market research, you're able to have a good understanding of the potential customers that you'll be tailoring to based on the surveys, the focus groups. What's the perception that they have? And this is how you're able to improve your business with the customer service and also with the surveys. With your own sales data, inventory can provide a wealth of information, including the locations, what are the most popular products or services, and the buying habits. So it's the science behind the science. By tracking your customer experiences, there's several methods. I'm a foodie, full disclosure. So I do allow secret shopper experience with some of our clients who are in the food industry. I track how was my experience? Was it good? Was it bad? What was the service time? What was the peak time that I was there? And what were the profiles of each customer? So having a good secret shopper experience, you're able to make sure that your brand is delivering the almost experience to the clients. It's like a perfect example. I myself, I'm just like you. I have that entrepreneur spirit. So I tell everyone I wouldn't buy something, and I wouldn't buy something if you yourself wouldn't buy it. So I want to make sure that I'm giving you that experience and that confidence, that of building that trust, interacting with customers, having that conversation instead of sell and buy. You become the salesperson, interact with them. And by having those conversations, you're able to learn more about them and also some additional tips and tricks to have that pleasant experience with them. Like I said, treat them as family and follow the customer's journey. See where they exactly are, some of the touch points. Where do they go through the shop? Is it they just go straight to where they're looking for? Do they browse? And also by understanding their consumer behavior, you're able to know what are their pain points. Is it based on pricing? Is it more the parking? What is the overall behavior that they have in the purchasing power? So once again, in the secret shopper experience, it could be, did they have any access to the website? Navigating through the websites, was it too loud? Was it lack of information? Also, if it's in face-to-face, how friendly was the staff? By interacting with the customers, you can set up localized events, arrange for personal demonstrations to relevant businesses, and catering to the particular market that you want to solicit to. With following the customer's journey, you're able to track their initial placement to the final delivery. It could be the role playing with the customer to determine what the experience might be. It could be having the eyes of the clients. Like, for example, with us, I tell my consultants, let's go within the client's point of view. What are some pain points? What are some scenarios, so that when we're having those conversations, we already have that answer. We already are prepared to assist with the alternatives. At the end of the day, we want to provide solutions to the current problems. So by following that customer journey, you're making their customer experience very pleasant. And last but not least, by understanding that consumer behavior, you're able to set aside time to actually watch how they flow through it. It could be, do they go directly to the product they want, or did they just browse? Right there, you're able to do some product placements, put the high-end products at the very end or up front. But same time, it's how is that experience? Is it more easy accessible as they have to go through a maze, or is it just, you know, based on the aisles? You can learn a lot about your customers by observing. Okay, let me see if I have some questions. Okay, perfect. And then by recognizing your customer range of choices, this will not only increase your awareness of how your own product or service compares, but also provides an insight of your competitors' strategies. So this is where you're able to start analyzing, what does your customer think of your competition? Unless you have a proven wow product or service, your potential customer is probably already buying something similar from someone else. You can get this information simply by asking potential customers, by using surveys, and also different methods of research. Well, by doing so, this is where we're able to start creating a roadmap based on when they decide to purchase something. Well, not exact, but this process can usually be divided into 5 distinct segments or stages. And it's the recognizing the problem, information gathering, evaluating alternative evaluations, the purchase phase, and the post-purchase phase. So just like if you're buying a car, you're buying a house, or anything along those sorts, everyone is a consumer. So what stage of that phase you're in will definitely enhance at the end of the day, your customer journey process. So for example, I have an example right here of my friend Joe. He has a broken TV. It's not working. So he needs to buy a new TV. So that is a problem. I already recognize that there's a problem, that I need to buy a TV because it's not working. If there's no need, there's no purchase. It's like the wants and needs conversation. So in this case, he needs a new TV. So what we're going to do, we're going to do a lot of research, review the website's information on televisions, at the same time, some possible solutions of the TV situation. But then by evaluating those alternatives, you're able to see what is the Goldilocks approach. You're able to pick 3 different selections. You know, you could do like, you know, what's too hot, what's too cold, and just right. So in this case, Joe finds a top-rated TV that's too expensive. The second model is not available in local stores and will have to be ordered. However, the third TV is an off-brand that has nearly the same performance rating as the second-rated brand and is available locally. So right there's the 3 different alternatives. So which is the best route for Mr. Joe? He decides to purchase the less expensive off-brand TV that's available right away, rather than wait to order a new one that is only slightly better in the ratings. So once you have evaluated the different solutions available, you can choose a product or brand that best fits the need and actually close the deal, make the actual purchase. But then in the post-purchase, this is whether the consumer will be evaluating how well the product or service fulfilled his or her needs and expectations. So Joe, at the end of the day, once he's already turned on the TV and watching Barbie or Oppenheimer, you know, he'll definitely have a good experience if he'll recommend this off-brand TV, or will have an undesirable experience and would not recommend this brand to anyone who's in the information gathering phase. So it's closing the loop. It's just like how it is in restaurants. If I ask anyone in today's presentation, do you recommend this restaurant? People might say it was great experience, the server was amazing. Some are saying it wasn't that great because it was too loud, or the music wasn't that good. Whatever is everyone's reason, but it's everyone's different consumer behaviors. but at the same time, you're able to have a good information based on gathering everyone's input. This will eventually lead towards describing your own customers. This is the more information you have, fantastic. It is easier to target your marketing efforts. Existing customers are critical sources of information for increasing spending and finding new customers. This is where you're able to start allocating and what type of information you might start collecting, start creating like a cheat sheet or a dashboard based on the age ranges, the genders, the locations, their spending habits, their incomes, so that you're able to start creating those personas, but at the same time, those pockets of clients that you would like to sell to. Same time, if you're selling to businesses, focus on the products and services that you're offering and what they're buying from you. What's the company size? Their spending patterns. Is it annually, seasonally, monthly? And what other suppliers are being used? This will eventually create that consumer database as what I mentioned, and it includes as much feedback as possible on how to rate your products and services. It could be once again, their spending behaviors and the ratings of your products and services that you're providing. So right there, you're able to see what's selling, what's not selling. So you're able to cater more to those particular customers that will definitely benefit to the existing products to enhance the conversation with them. We have a consultant. She does a lot of branding experience, branding. She loves to create those personas, and using the customer persona, it's made up characters who represent your typical audience. It's efficient and effective way to target your customers. So instead of I am speaking to everyone, I am speaking to sophisticated Sophia. And what is a sophisticated Sophia? These are the characters and behaviors that Miss Sophia has. Boom, boom, boom. So you could definitely have multiple personas, and right there, it will be tailored towards your primary and secondary target markets as to who you like to cater to. So these are the 4 different areas in developing those personas. You create the character, you project those behaviors, you test your theories and your ideas, and you're able to analyze and refine based on your findings. So let's get started with creating these characters. Is envision an actual person for each of these personas. Try to imagine the types of marketing that would affect that person's purchasing decisions. So another example, my brother and I. My brother is having a baby. I'm trying to be the Funko, the cool uncle, sporting my niece down to the T. So if you're selling baby clothes, you already created 2 different personas: the cool dad and the cool uncle. My brother's not that cool, so he's just the regular dad. So right there's 2 different personas. So right there, you're able to start envision, like I want to be the hipster, the cool one. So definitely, I want to be the one that gives like the drum sets to my niece, so like that she could play the drums and no one sleeps in the house and I'm just relaxing. So those are some of the fictional characters that you could definitely cater to, that will summarize based on having that messaging, that branding. Make sure that is effective based on the marketing that you like to pertain to. At the same time, the projecting the behavior. It's, for example, once you have created your personas, use them to predict how each might react towards those different marketing approaches, those messaging, those campaigns. Are they on Twitter versus Instagram, or they watch YouTube, or they read particular magazines? So a persona is who, for example, in this case, a persona is who commutes to work, might be reached more effectively based on radio advertising during the morning and evening rush hour times, while another uses public transportation, might be reached by printed advertisements or web ads on the bus. So it's how you're able to reach your particular markets. Another example will be if you want to sell surfboards, you want to go with the hipsters that are on these social media channels. But at the same time, if you decide to sell surfboards for the baby boomers, you might get some, but you're not gonna get as many if you decide to sell it in ARP. So having a good messaging based on where you want to get your ideal clients is best suited based on how they might react towards your approach. And testing your ideas, compare, test, hypothesize against any existing data, such as sales figures, determine what effect or different approaches had on sales, examining those past performances to see what's the peak season, the highs and lows on the different approaches on that had on sales. It could be posting on social media at 9 o'clock in the morning, but the most of your demographics is on the West Coast. They might be sleeping. So you have to alter based on what time is best suited to have a more return of investment. And then last but not least, analyze and refine those personas, those hypotheses to have a more accurate picture of who your customer base will be and how is the best effective way to reach out to them. By understanding your customers' customers' intent, this means determining your customer intent requires data analysis to mine for insight that can improve your marketing efforts. It could be sending out email campaigns or last chance to register, or it could be here's some upcoming events that will be more tailored based on the area need that one is seeking, as a more click-through rate and open rate as well. This is a good opportunity for you to start having a good digital marketing strategy, content strategy, and email marketing. We have two good, excellent webinars scheduled in August of how to have an effective website, email list. So you could definitely have a good digital marketing strategies. It could be signing up for email lists, loyalty programs, liking a brand on Facebook. There's multiple avenues, but definitely we have consultants that can guide you through that process. And here's how you're able to identify those customer intents based on these analysis. Where does the customer start? Just like how it is, like everyone could go to Orlando. There are different methods based on planes, trains, automobile, walking, swimming. But at the same time, where you're able to collect all the customer data action, study those patterns. If it's too high, I'm flying. But if it's a nice, cool, breezy day, I don't mind walking the three 180 miles. I don't mind doing it, but I'm one of the few. But by using this data in lieu of expensive research, you're able to identify those key data analysis. It's the path taken prior to a consumer purchase is crucial because you're able to fully understand what paths are they taking on the website. Is it just, do they go straight towards what's on sale? Was it more about us? You're able to start building that rapport with them. Is it more the latest purchase, the reviews? Right, you're able to see where they are going through the customer journey through the SEO analysis. Collect out customer actions. It's accessible based on the product views of the page, the vendor shopping basket additions, the comments, the help requests. So having that interaction with them, you're able to have an idea as to what is their journeys like, but at the same time, some pain points. If one person already has that issue, who knows how many more has had that same instance. So by enhancing that customer behavior and experience will be very successful in the long run. Study those patterns, how you're able to tailor your marketing efforts to those emerging patterns. Right now is a good opportunity for you to start, for example, the back to school. Start doing back to school shopping now because it makes it a lot easier for everything's on sale instead of the supply and demand that will be more expensive down the road. So there's multiple avenues for you to be able to understand those current trends. And the good thing is, as small business owners think of it as a small boat through a channel or a canal. It's easier to mitigate based on what the marketplace is telling you to make a 3-point turn versus a cruise ship, a big business. It's really hard to navigate to make that turn. So you're able to adapt to new markets or in the marketplace telling you what is going on, you're able to adapt and pivot and create a new business model because perhaps you might not even knew or know that these were some good potential clients for you. And lastly, by using these research tools, you're able to focus on what features, characteristics get more attention in searches and reviews. What are the go-to? Where are the high sellers? And highlight those in your marketing. So right there could be the enhancing the customer experience, and you purchase this pen, but also you also need some paper to go with this pen. So right there you're able to upsell. Oftentimes, when we work with clients, our clients say, like, I just want to sell, sell, sell. But at the same time, put yourself in the eyes of the client. And this is where you're able to be empathetic, but also understand as what will your customers really want if they knew what was possible. How can I give it to them? How can I create that customer awareness of a need and convince my customers of a need that they're unaware of? So by having the other set of eyes, you're able to ask the what ifs and how you're able to assist them on that process. So this is what I just said, that focus on the wouldn't be nice if I wish they would, as you as a business owner, you're able to step back and examine the whole buying process from your customer's point of view, and what will make it easier for them. How can you provide something that your competitors do not? And that's going to be definitely helping you to start molding that business value proposition, in which in the fall, along with Startup FIU local and branches, there is going to be a webinar of creating your business value proposition and the business model canvas. So like I said, this webinar, it's tying in multiple webinars that we have had and future webinars all in one. So think of this as a series of one of 10 different topics that everything ties in together. And the value proposition is a unique value proposition that identifies the benefits that you provide, who you provide them to, and what is the unique way to do it. It's the declaration or statement that describes to consumers what you want to target, the needs that you meet, and why your product and service is the best alternative. And by doing so, these are the 4 easy steps in terms of how to develop that value proposition. It's defining, evaluate, measure, and build it. But how do you do it? It's define that need. Remove your product and service from all the alternatives your consumer has available and apply the 4 U's to the problem in need. Does your product or service correct the situation? Does your product and service address the requirements associated with the controls and regulatory legislations? How critical is the need of your product and service that it fulfills? Is it urgent? Is it not urgent? What's the level of importance? And how many alternatives do consumers have to your product or service? So you have to find out what is the overall need of your product and service in the marketplace. Once you have defined your need, then you start to evaluate your solution. What is unique and compelling about your service or product? Does it approach the identified need that differently? And can it be protected to prevent or discourage duplication of competitors? So what is your ideal sweet spot? Then measure those pros and cons, the advantages and the disadvantages. So it may provide a tremendous number of new features, your new product, for a potential customer, but it's very difficult to use or expensive to buy. So you have to make sure what are the benefits greatly that outweighs the drawbacks. So what's the cost benefit analysis, the pros and cons, but at the same time, you want to make sure that everything is accessible and easy and user friendly. If not, you're gonna have bad reviews as this is impossible, I don't understand this. And right there is the perception that I need something that's quick and painless instead of that I need to be technical like a surgeon to get everything organized from my experience. And then this is where the framework of building the new value proposition, it's understanding your target customers, the situation or the alternatives that you want to portray and convey. What is the new product, those solutions, and those current alternatives? So this is the framework we're able to build your unique value proposition based on your products and services, who is unhappy, what is your product, how you're able to alleviate those pain points, unlike the competitors. Then after identifying your customers and developing your unique value proposition, this is where you will focus on your marketing mix. And the marketing mix is the 4 P's of marketing, which is product, place, product, price, placement, and promotion. So the product, it is the data identifying the customers as basis of evaluating your product and service. What do you have? What features? The good, the bad, and the ugly. The pricing, it is determining the attractiveness of your product and service. It is higher price, low price, but also take into consideration your brand perception. If it's too low of a price, then what's the quality? If it's too high, you might have priced yourself out. Oftentimes consumers are price sensitive. What is the Goldilocks approach? So this will definitely apply knowledge of your consumer base to find more competitive pricing. In the placement, it's, do most of your consumers purchase products online? Is it in person? So right there, you're able to start focusing based on the positioning of your products. And promotion, what is your overall marketing efforts? It could be using information to target the right buyers with the most compelling reasons to buy your product and service. Is it based on coupons? Is it billboards, mailers? Is it going door to door? What is your promotional tactics? And we have multiple, in next week, or in 2 weeks, we're gonna have some upcoming workshops of crafting a sales strategy. So it's a good opportunity for you to definitely register, because all of these presentations are tying in together. And areas of expansion, finding new markets, pivoting to new segments of the marketplace. So in order to explore these potential markets, you need to define the new target, research them, decide whether to proceed or create a new marketing plan, how you're able to pivot and to adapt. So for example, with my ice cream shop, I want to define a new target market. So it's determining which of the following categories characterizes the demographics and the geographic location for a new market. I want to sell ice cream in Miami Beach from a 1 mile radius. That is my bread and butter. But at the same time, I want to target a new group of families, because it's families in Miami Beach within 1 mile radius in South Beach. And the same target group is families with young children. But my new geographic location, it's going to be in downtown Miami, because I thought you're able to do a quick bridge, quick drive over MacArthur Causeway. But now the new target group in the same geographic area, I still want to be selling ice cream in Miami Beach within 1 mile radius, but the new target group is going to be the hotels where college students visit Miami Beach during spring break. That's a new target group. So I have the families of young children and college students. Those are 2 target groups that I have selling ice cream. But now the new target group and new geographic location, now I want to sell it towards residents in Miami Beach on 2 mile radius, 2 miles out. So a little bit further out that I have never exposed my services to, but new geographic location, it's once again, Miami Beach residents living 2 miles out. So having a good understanding based on these targets, you're able to characterize the messaging, the branding in the conversation, what you would like to portray to. And then this is where, once again, we talked about creating those buying personas. This is where they come into play. It's the current interest in the product or service based on these customer personas. Is the alternative, it's the target market expanding, shrinking based on the demand? Like the example I said about beepers. What alternatives are there already? It could be the phones. There's no need to have a beeper. You could have everything via your telephone. So by fully understanding these personas, you're able to pinpoint if this is a good client that I would love to have for my business. And this is where it goes for the go or no go decision. Is this going to be more bang for my buck? Is there a return on investment? Or is it just allocating all my time and effort, all my resources, and just for very diminishing returns? So by fully determining these research categories, That's where you're able to establish your unique value, if you should go or not. And also, if you decide to go, then what is that unique value that you're creating that is critically is the risk factor here. So you could go and enhance that marketplace. And everything successful, then let's go and create a new marketing plan, new strategies. How are you going to be able, how are you going to be able to promote your new product and service, deliver your product to the customer, and also to cultivate grassroots those new markets. At the same time, your customers are individuals with different emotions, personalities that affect their buying decisions. It's clearly identifying who your customers are is most effective way to focus your marketing effort and increase sales. So having a good conversation with them, because perhaps everyone have different days. Perhaps they're having a bad day because the drive was horrendous. It was raining. It's too hot. So obviously that's going to be affecting their buying behaviors. But by having a good understanding how they are, how you're able to alleviate those pain points to make a more pleasant experience. And like I said, we have great consultants that can assist you with the marketing and sales, how to solidify that brand experience, the messaging, the content strategies, the email marketing. So we have excellent consultants that can assist you in also developing that the value proposition, the business model canvases. So like I said, this is just a tip of the iceberg, and everything else, all the other presentations will definitely carry the baton, and create that snowball effect for your business growth. Because at the end of the day, full disclosure, 2024 is 5 months from now. So it's a good opportunity for you to start thinking right now of your holiday sales. What is your holiday sales strategy? What's your marketing strategies are going to be for the holidays? And also start implementing what are your 2024 goals? So think of this like, you know how it is in the stores, buy one, get one free. Well, perfect. Buy 12 months and you get 5 extra months for free. So start thinking 2024 now, so that you're able to implement everything in 4-month head start, as opposed, oh snap, it's January 1st. What are our goals? Start planting the seed now, and you're going to grow organically for the end goal, increasing your sales. So as a full recap, and we'll bring everything back together, it is identify those key questions to ask about that buying behavior, the different sources of data about your customers, how to use your data that's collected to create and describe your customers, the buying personas, and also the changes that you might make for your business as a result of your research, how to pivot, how to adapt. You should now be better prepared to reach and convince the right customers to buy your product and service. So if you would like any additional assistance, any conversations with some of our consultants, I strongly encourage you to register to meet with our team, attend our multiple webinars that we have going on. Also connect with us through social media, like and subscribe our YouTube channel. Like I said, we're here to assist you, to provide the necessary tools for your business growth. And then if you're interested to meet with our navigators, you could definitely scan the QR code, or you could definitely click on the link and register to meet with our business consultants. So I'm going to open up the floor for any questions, concerns, comments, and we'll be more happy to have that conversation right now. So I want to thank you all for attending today's webinar, but definitely opening up the floor if anyone has any questions. And like I said, this is a recorded webinar, so we'll be providing you the respective presentation, the link, also some of our upcoming events, and also some previous webinars that we have done, so that it will be tying everything together as well. Thank you. Yes, it was very informative, and I could have not done this with Gabby. She is our student assistant, so she is the mastermind behind this presentation today. So I couldn't have done it without her. So it's all Gabby. Okay. Yes, perfect. Yes. Email me, and I'll be more than happy to connect you with Jerry. That's not a problem. Okay. All right, so if I don't see any additional questions, I just want to thank you all for attending today's webinar. I want to thank Steve and Jerry for your time and talk more about branches and EDC. But at the same time, I want to thank you, the small business owners, for taking a bit of your time so we could continue growing your business and taking your business to the next level. So thank you all once again. And I'll be definitely seeing you at our next webinars pretty soon. Thank you all and have a good afternoon. Take care.
I look forward to meeting you.
All right.
Take care,
Those who have
everyone.
asked about the EDC, I'm happy to, I'll be happy to connect.
All right. There you go. All right.
Thank you.
No problem. Take care, everyone.
Take care,
Bye-bye.
everyone.
All right.